Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Uphanding 111, bringing you today a little bit more of my Immortal. Today we're going to cover chapters 11 to 15, and we're going to try to not break down. But this is where it starts getting pretty bad. I mean, it wasn't good already. No part of this is good, but this is where it gets worse. Okay. Itchy tattoo. Chapter 11, author's note. I said stop flamming, you preps. Oh, sorry. I said stop flamming up, preps. See if this chapter is shropped 111111. It deals with really serious issues. Spup see for yourself if it's stupid. BRW, thanks to my friend. There's no I in that. Raven for helping me. Helping me. I don't know. My mouth doesn't make that noise. No! I screamed. I was horrified. No, I screamed. I was horrified. Beludi Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off, and I ran to my room, crying to myself. There we go. Dumbledore chased after me, shouting, but he had to stop when I went into my room because he would have looked like a perv that way. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood, and then I slit both of my wrists. Fucking casual, you know. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off. Her wrists got all over her clothes? Did the wrists get on her clothes? Did they? Did she just spawn more wrists? Fucking strange bitch. And I jumped into the bath angrily, and I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a steak again, spilt like meat, and almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. You know, don't ever have your characters act the way they feel. Just get them to tell people. That's how you write it. They just shout emotions at people. It's the best way. All the literary greats do it. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it. Sandly. I put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on the ends and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. Then I looked out the window and screamed. Snap was spying on me, and he was taking a videotape of me, and Lupin was masticating to it. They were sitting on their broomsticks. Ew, you fucking pervs! Stop looking at me naked! Are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. Suddenly, Vampire ran in. Abracadabra! He yelled at Snape and Lupin, pointing his womb. Yes. I like the idea that, like, fucking Harry, right? Obviously ignoring the male-female genetic difference, like, you know, physiologically. I love the idea that he just sprints in, drops in, like onto all fours backwards, like in that fucking walking crab position, where he spreads his legs. He's just like abracadabra, while like crotch thrusting at them. I love the idea of fucking Daniel Radcliffe having to do this. Like if this was a script, like go Daniel, go, drop, thrust, done. Yes, we'll get it in the edit. Sorry. Abracadabra! He yelled at Snape and Lupin, pointing his womb. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times. Fuck yeah. And they both started screaming, and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has... No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand, and suddenly... Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said, everyone, we need to talk. What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. I've fucking no idea who said that shit. I may be a Hogwarts student, Hagrid paused angrily, but I'm also a Satanist. This cannot be, Snap said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. There must be other factors. You don't have any, I yelled in madly. Can we just take a minute to appreciate how fucking nonsensical that is? Like, fucking Hagrid. Hagrid just swoops the fuck in, right? And he's like, motherfuckers, we need to talk. Like, wherever the fuck this is happening, alright? But we need to talk. Some unknown person is like, fuck you, Hagrid, you little bitch. And Hagrid's like, right, this is it. This is the time. This is the time that I am going to fucking, you know, my faith, what I believe in. I'm a Satanist. He's out of the fucking proverbial closet in that regard, right? He's out. He's fucking revealed himself, right? Snape doesn't want to believe it. Snape's like, oh, there's got to be other things contributing to it. And then Ebony, the fucking powerful protagonist that she is, she's like, you don't have any! You can't handle the truth! Like, what the fuck? Fucking... She just fucking boots in as a Nicholson. She's like, ah, bitches! Here's Ebony! Whatever. Okay, sorry. Right. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. I felt faint. More than I normally do. Like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. No one knows that feeling, bitch! Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily while he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. And then I heard the words that I'd... And then I heard the words that I'd heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked or happy or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. Because, Hagrid said, and he paused in the air dramatically, waving his wand in the air. Then he swooped in, singing to the tune of a Gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. Because you're Gothic? Snap asked him in a little afraid voice. As he was a friend, it meant he was connected with Satan. Because I love her! End of chapter 11. Sorry, I know this chapter has taken much longer than normal, but what the fuck do you say to this? Seriously, what do I say to this? Chapter 12. Author's note. Stop for arguing, okay? Hagrid is a pedo too. A lot of people in American spelled with a K, schools are like that. I wanted to address the issue. How do you know Snap ain't Christian? Plus, Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony. That was Cedric, okay? Yes, Tara. Totally fine. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but it's fine. I was about to slit my wrists again with the silver knife that Drago had given me in case anything happened to him. He had told me to use it valiantly against an enemy, but I knew that we must both go together. No, I thought it was Hagrid, but it was Vampire. He started to scream, OMFG, no, my scar hurts! And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. I stopped. How did you know? I saw it and my scar turned back into the lightning bolt. No! I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diabolo... She never spells Diablo right. I mean, unless she's going for Diabolo. But, fuck knows this cunt. I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always cover it up with foundation. Anyway, my scar hurt, and it turned back into the lightning bolt. Save me! Then I had a vision of what happened to Draco. Voldemort has him bondage! That's my favourite line. Voldemort has him bondage. What do you... What? Anyway, I was in the school nurse's office now, recovering from my slit wrists. Snap and Lupin and Hagrid were there too. They were going to St. Mango's after they recovered because they were pedophiles. And you can't have those fucking pervs teaching in school with lots of hot girls. Dumbledore had constipated the studio camera they took of me naked. I put up my middle finger at them. Anyway, Hagrid came into my hospital bed. He came in a hospital bed, eh? That's adventurous. Holding a bouquet of pink roses. Nobby, I need to tell you something, he said in a serious voice, giving me the roses. Fuck off, I told him. You know I hate the colour pink anyway, just to point out that her coffin is hot pink inside. And I don't like fucked up preps like you, I snapped. Hagrid had been mean to me before, being gothic. No, Nobby, Hagrid says. Those are not roses. What are they? Goths too, you poser prep. I asked because I was angry that he'd bought me pink roses. I saved your life, he yelled angrily. No, you didn't, I replied. You saved me from getting a Paris Hilton pee video made from your shower scene and being vooed by Snape and Lupin. Who masturbated, author's note. See, is that spelled wrong? Yes, it is. Yes. Yes, it is. Whatever, I yelled. Whatever, I yelled angrily. He pointed his wand at the pink roses. These aren't roses, he said suddenly, looking at them with an evil look in his eyes, and muttered, well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say! I'm going to try and normalise this volume, guys. I'm sorry about the shouting, but some of it just busts into capitals midway through a word. That's not a spell, that's an MCR song. I corrected him wisely. I know, I was just warming up my vocal cordes. Then he screamed, Petulous merengo me cremiliki romancio. For all you cool gothic MCR fans out there, that is a tribute, especially for Raven. I love you, girl. I'm okay-o. Also point out, just see that she's loves Raven. Raven, his character is B. Ludi Mary Smith. Just remember what happens. Remember that. Remember that she loves her. Coming up soon. And then the roses turned into a huge black flame floating in the middle of the air. And it was black. And it was black. Now I knew he wasn't a prep. Okay, I believe you. Now what the fuck is Draco? Hagrid rolled his eyes. I looked into the balls of flames, but I could see nothing. Fuck, this is going to be difficult to read. Bear with me. You see, Nobby, Dumbledore said, watching the two of us watching the flame. To see wit is the flames. Author's note. Ha ha ha, you reviewers flames, get it? You must find yourself first, Kay? I don't think any of that sentence is spelt properly. No, it's not. No, not at all. I found myself okay, you mean old man! Hagrid yelled. Dumbledore looked shocked. I guess he didn't have a headache, or else he would have said something back. Hagrid stormed off back into his bed. You are a liar, Prof. Dumbledore. Anyway, when I got better, I went upstairs and put on a black leather mini dress that was all ripped on the ends with lace on it. There was some corset stuff on the front. Then I put on black fishnets and black high-heeled boots with pictures of Billy Joe Armstrong on them. I put my hair all out around me so I looked like Samara from The Ring. If you don't know who she is, you're a prep, so fuck off. And I put on blood red lipstick, black eyeliner, and black lip gloss. You look kawaii, girl, B. Ludi Mary said sadly. Fangs, brackets, get it, bracket. You do too, I said sadly too. But I was still upset. I slit both of my wrists, feeling totally depressed, and I sucked out all the blood. I cried again in my bathroom, and I put the shades on so Snapper and Lupin couldn't spy on me this time. I went to some classes. Vampire was in the hair of magical creatures. He looked all depressed because Draco had disappeared. He had used to be loved with Draco. He was sucking some blood from a Hufflepuff. Hi, I said in a depressed way. Hi back, I said in a weakly said way. We both looked at each other for some time. Harry had beautiful red gothic eyes, so much like Draco's. Then We jumped on each other and started screwing each other. "Stop it now, you horny simpletons!" shouted Professor McGoogle, who was watching us, and so was everyone else. "Vampire, you fucker," I said, slapping him. "Stop trying to screw me. You know I loved," past tense, "Draco," I shouted, and then I ran away angrily. Just then he started to scream. It's just copy and pasted again. "OMFG, no, my scar hurts." And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. "No!" I ran up closer. "I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, blah blah blah, Diabolo, blah blah blah, Voldemort has in bondage." End of chapter 12. Fuck me, what? Yep. Chapter 13. Author's note. Special thanks to my Raven Gothic's blood sister. What the fuck? You're supposed to writ this. 11111111111. Hey Raven, do you know where my sweater I? Okay. Raven, thanks for gulping me again. I'm sorry I took your poster of Jared, but that guy is such a fucking sex boom. Prep, stop flaming. Chapter 13. Vampire and I ran up the stairs looking for Dumbledore. We were so scared. Dumbledore! They're touching! How did you misspell the word? You stupid cunt! Dumbledore! We both yelled. Dumbledore came there, just on the spot. There's just a little pile of jizz. "What is it that you want now, you despicable snobs?" he asked angrily. "Voldemort has Draco," we shouted at the same time. He laughed in an evil voice. "No, don't. We need to save Draco," we begged. "No," he said meanly. "I don't give a darn what Voldemort does to Draco. Not after how much he misbehaved in school, especially with you, Ebony," he said while he frowned, looking at me. "Besides, I never liked him that much anyway." Then he walked away. Vampire started crying. "My Draco," he moaned. Author's note. Don't you think gay guys are like so hot? Keep in mind earlier she said that gay people are disgusting. "It's okay," I tried to tell him, but that didn't stop him. He started to cry tears of blood. Then he had a brainstorm. "I had an idea," he exclaimed. "What?" I asked him. "You'll see." He took out his wand and did a spell. Then suddenly we were in Voldemort's lair. Voldemort's lair. Fuck's sake. We ran in with our wands out just as we heard a croon say, "Ala Cadavra." It was Voldemort. End of chapter 13. Sorry, I've got to blow my nose several fucking times. Author's note. Fuck off, preps, okay? Raven, thanks for helping again. I'm sorry I could not update, but I was depressed and I had to go to hospital because I slit my wrists. Shame you didn't do it right, you stupid bitch. P.S. I'm not updating till you give me 10 God revals. Warning! Some of this chapter is extremely scray. Our excretion advised. We ran to where Voldemort was. It turned out that Voldemort wasn't there. Instead, the fat guy who killed Cedric was. Draco was there crying tears of blood. Snaketail was torturing him. Vampire and I ran in front of Snaketail. "Rid my sight of you despicable preps," he shouted as we started shooting him with the gun. He then suddenly looked at me and fell down with a lovey-dovey look in his eyes. "Ebony, I love you, will you have sex with me?" he said. Brackets, Indisi is 16 years old, so he's not a paedophile, okay? "Huh?" I asked. "Enemy, will you have sex with me?" asked Snaketail. I started laughing crudely. "What the fuck? You tortured my BF and then you expect me to fuck you? God, you are so fucked up, you fucking bastard!" I shouted angrily. Then I stabbed him in the heart. Blood poured out like a fountain. "No!" he screamed. He started screaming and running around. Then he fell down and died. I burst into tears sadly. "Snaketail, what art thou doing?" called Voldemort. Then he started coming. I love the idea that Voldemort's just walking down the corridor, like just manically jacking it, right? And it just fucking rounds the corner and just fountains of jizz. Just fucking like, boo! I'm fucking Voldemort and I'm here! We could hear his high heels clacking to us. So we got on our broomsticks and then flew to Hogwarts. We went to my room. Vampire went away. Then I started crying. Here you go. Those of you that I've talked to about this story, well, this is the part I talked about quite extensively. "What's wrong, honey?" asked Draco, taking off his clothes so we could screw. He had a sex-pack, brackets, get it? Because he's so sexy. And a really huge you-know-what and everything. "It's so unfair," I yielded. "Why can't I just be ugly or plain, like all the other girls and preps here, except for Bloody Mary, because she's not ugly or anything?" "Why would you want to be ugly? I don't like preps anyway. They are such fucking sluts," answered Draco. "Yeah, but everyone is in love with me. Like Snape and Lupin took a video of me naked. Hagrid said he's in love with me. Vampire likes me. And now even Snaketail's in love with me. I just want to be with you, Draco, okay? Why couldn't Satan have made me less beautiful?" I shouted angrily. Author's note. Don't worry. Enobi isn't a snob or anything. It's just that a lot of people have told her she's pretty. "I'm good at too many things. Why can't I just be normal? It's a fucking curse!" I shouted and then I ran away. End of chapter 14. What a cunt! Chapter 15. Author's note. Stop flamming, okay? By the way, you suck. From no one. Every time someone flams me, I'm gonna slit my wrists. RISTS said. Thanks to Ravenflow Helepian. Hoop-ein. Enemy. Fuck me, you stupid bitch, shouted Draco sadly. No, please come back. But I was too mad. Whatever. Now you can go and have sex with Vampire, I shouted. I fucking nearly went to Ali G then. Whatever. West Side. I stormed into my room and closed my black door with my blood red key. It had a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. He looked so sexy in a way that reminded me of Draco and Vampire. I started to cry and weep. I took a razor and started to slit my wrists. I drank the blood, all depressed. Then I looked at my black GC watch and noticed it was time to go to biology class. Biology class. In a fucking wizarding school. I put on a short, ripped black gothic dress that said Anarchy on the front in blood red letters and was ripped all in a spiky belt. Under that I put on I can't even read it quickly. Under that I put on ripped black fishnets and boots that said Joel all over them. Fucking blood red letters. I put my ebony black hair out. Okay. Anyway, I went downstairs feeling all sad and depressed as usual. I did some advanced biology work. It was turning a bloody pentagram into a black guitar. I did some advanced biology work. I was turning a bloody pentagram into a black guitar. How is that biology? Isn't that like transmogrification? You know, following on with the wizarding theme. Not biology. Suddenly, the guitar turned into Draco. Of course it did. Of fucking course it turned into Billy. Fucking... Right, I'm going to guess. Later, there's 2 paragraphs left. I haven't read them. She's either going to mention Jared Way, Joel Madden, or fucking Billy Joel Cuntflap. Right? Guarantee you. Enemy, I love you, he shouted sadly. I do not care what those fucker preps and posers think you're the most beautiful girl in the world. Before I met you, I used to want to commit suicide all the time. Now I just want to fucking be with you. I fucking love you. Then, just going to take a break here. He started to sing The Chronicles of Life and Death. We considered it our song now because we fell in love when Joel was singing it. Right in front of the entire class. His singing voice was so amazing and gothic and sexy, like a cross between Gerard, Joel, Chester, Pierre and Marilyn Manson. Cool. Author's note. Don't you think those guys are so hot? If you do not know who they gay are, get the fuck out on her. OMFG, I said after he was finished. Some fucking prep stared at us, but I just stuck up my middle fingers. They were covered in black nail polish, and now were entwined with Dracos. How do you even... Alright. I love you, he said, and then we started to kiss, just like Hilary Duff. I fucking hate that bitch. And CMM in A Cinderella Story. Then we went away holding hands. Lupin shout... I just fucking launched something across the room. Lupin shouted at us, but he stopped because everyone was clapping by how sexy we looked together. Then I saw a poster saying that MCR would have a concert in Hogsmeade right then. We looked at each other, all shocked, and then we went together. End of chapter 15. Alright, so there are 44 chapters of this fucking thing. Guys, I'm sorry this video has been very loud. I'm sorry it's been very long. But I wanted to get those 5 chapters done, and I could not contain some of the words that I had to brain say. I love you guys very much. Like, favourite, subscribe, all the lovely things. Hammer that like button. If we could hit 3 likes, that would be really fucking cool. But either way, thank you guys and girls. Good night, good luck. And as always, please watch out for those fucking walkers.